pit where the Wood Rubbers are trying to do emergency rescue work here.
Doesn't matter, we're going green.
Joey Logano up front, along with Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, who's not been to pit road today, and A.J. Allmendinger. What a new group this is up front with Nemechek and Priest, Hamlin, and Jones.
2 laps to go, coming to the end of this stage. So these guys up front decided that they wanted points and stayed out.
And Josh Berry did finally get going. Austin Dillon says he has lost first gear. And Ricky Stenhouse, too fast entering, had to restart in the back. Here we go, 3 wide. How's this going to work out?
Thought about 4 wide.
Coming around to complete the stage, Joey Logano is going to win this stage from Bowman, Allmendinger, Keselowski, and Eric Jones. Well, that was eventful.
Yes, it was.
Second stage win of the season for Joey Logano, and his first in stage 1 in Daytona.
As well, this team has finished worse than they qualified in every race this year. Trying to change that today. He's happy with the car.
Josh Berry heads off pit road ahead of Logano. Berry's now led the most laps for a Wood Brothers car at Martinsville since David Pearson in the spring of 1973, their last victory here. Joey Logano, stage 1 winner, but now he's going to restart out back after this pit.
Right here where the right sides are going, they're starting to navigate around it. Kevin, I heard you talk about that patch on the outside. This patch, it starts to become grip as they navigate around that and go to the outside. You slide across there with no front tires, you hit that patch and it wants to turn. The more rubber gets built up, the more they move around. Whoa!
Too far.
Larry, Alex Bowman had that little stutter stop on pit road, and then you said he came back in. What for?
Well, first, the stutter stop was good because they told him to stop because the 88 was coming in, but he had to come back to pit road because they had a loose left side tire.
Talk about good. This 9 car is hitting on all 8 cylinders right now. Very fast, picking them up and putting them down, making passes, moving around. He told us in a pre-race about his, he kind of diamonds the corner, Kevin, and his driving style around Martinsville. Saw it at the clash that you spoke of in Bowman Gray Stadium. I think it really helps him on a long run with the forward drive and carry momentum around this racetrack.
Well, you saw him right there with a really high entry. Now he's going to have to go under the 50 car right next to the curb, wrap the curb. But they had a really high entry on the other end and kind of cut across the middle of the corner, which tells me, see if he does it again here. Right back to the bottom of the racetrack. Must have just done that for traffic, but as these guys go through this rubber, they'll start moving around. You see the car behind him, Ty Gibbs, moving around the racetrack as you see him diamond the corner. He's probably had the biggest diamond, but Chase Elliott, I think he has the best car right
When
now.
I heard you tell me he was moving on the outside, opening his entrance up and diamond across, that guy right there, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Gordon, nobody did it better at Martinsville than moving around and finding grip and finding ways to pass that car in front of you. You know what box he's sitting on today? That 9 car.
William Byron, Joey Logano. This is for 12th place right here. Larry Mack?
Yeah, William Byron has been screaming to Refugel about just how tight that race car is, and they've definitely been working with him, trying to get him to move the line around. To you guys, the point you're made, the way the rubber's starting to come into that concrete corner now.
You're dead in the water when you're tied at Martinsville. You can't carry momentum. You can't get off the brake and let the car work. You can't pick up the gas because it hasn't rotated around. You're going to have to get that thing freed up. Needs a pit stop, but you're right. Goes back to what Bell told us yesterday after practice. The cars free up as the run goes, so maybe, just maybe, that plays into his role as this run plays out.
Yeah, and as we watch Austin and Ty Dillon right here, the problem is, Clint, this Gen 7 car through the center of the corner is always naturally kind of tight here, and especially when you're in traffic. So what happens when you start talking to the crew chief about freeing that car up, a lot of times what will happen is it'll start getting loose on the entry. It'll start getting loose on the exit, and it'll affect the entry and exit more than it will the center of the corner. So always a tricky balance that, honestly, I was never very good at.
Now, Denny Hamlin has now caught lead lap cars. First of those will be Ricky Stenhouse, and as you talked earlier, these cars will be a little harder to put one lap down. They're all trying to stay on the lead lap.
And you see Denny Hamlin, he'll start working that high groove to try to cut across like we were talking with Chase Elliott. He'll start working up the racetrack right here, diamond the corner, and then cut the car down next to the curb to try to get the drive off to get position.
And this may take something out of his lead, which was 1.7 seconds when he caught Stenhouse.
Again, those first two cars have older tires. When you look at Denny